We're gonna talk about Batman vs. Superman. I mean, what?
Your rage is so strong.
Agree to disagree. Like, we can disagree about it.
And still be besties.
Be nice.
I feel like we need to hug it out.
Hey geeks, welcome back to Sister Geeks vlog. I'm T Mac.
And I'm Jen P.
We're gonna talk about Batman vs. Superman. Dawn of
Woo!
Justice.
I really liked it. Just saying.
I wanna make it clear. I did not hate this movie. I just hated almost everything about it.
It makes sense to me.
It's a subtle difference.
Settle.
Team Batman.
Team Superman.
Okay, but I also want to make clear that I'm repping Batman because that's what the Macks do. Like, this isn't Batfleck, because... okay, we'll talk about that. Overall, out of 5 stars, you give Batman vs. Superman...
4.
Okay.
I'd go as low as 3. What are we gauging it against here?
That's an interesting point and something we have to discuss, because some people are saying, well, don't compare Batman v Superman to anything else. Like, just hold it up against its own merit. And then there's the viewpoint, no, we should compare it to other things because a certain bar has been set for superhero movies in general, for what we can expect from these particular characters, given their canon and their history and their source material. So, I mean, to me, it's not fair to go, well, I mean, the movie doesn't suck as long as you don't compare it to anything. Well, okay, a lot of shit doesn't suck if you don't compare it to anything, right? I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you. Are we comparing it to old Batman and Superman movies, or are we comparing it to like the Marvel universe? Because they have a totally different style in the Marvel universe. You know, like, to me, Batman's kind of always been dark. So like this style kind of flows with the Batman style. It may kind of go against Superman, but I like the darkness, and I like, you know, the modernization of the characters, and that it's different from Marvel. But it's a totally different ball game, you know? Like, I don't get the same joy in watching the film that I do a Marvel movie, but it has something else for me, you know what I mean? It's got, like, the darkness and the, you know, more... To me, it's a more emotional type movie than the Marvel movies are. And that's not to say that the Marvel movies aren't emotional, but they're emotional in the more action-y sense of that. Like, we're punching faces to get things done. Whereas, you know, the Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman is more, you know, like, it delves into the motivations for the two main characters.
I'll give you that. I don't necessarily think it should completely be compared to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but there is a certain comparison that I think is fair. So, obviously, DC is setting up a different tone, a different vibe, a different atmosphere for their extended universe than Marvel has for their cinematic universe. Marvel has a lot more fun with theirs. Even the movies that are more serious. The second Captain America movie was a little more serious than some of the others, and Civil War coming up is looking like it's going to be that way. But even there, we know that there's going to be some fun there. That's just the way Marvel has set it up.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with DC setting up a more dramatic, more serious tone to their films. However, Marvel has set a standard that I think should be adhered to, because at this point we're used to it. Marvel set a standard of excellence in setting up characters, taking the time to introduce those characters in individual movies before you bring them all together and try to do something epic. So they're
doing the opposite with
right.
DC.
And so Marvel has set up, you know, a standard of quality by introducing characters individually, taking the time for us to get to know those characters before they bring them together, you know, and try to do a bunch of things with all of them. I feel like DC took shortcuts. They said, oh, well, Marvel started so far ahead of us, we've got to catch up. So they took a shortcut and use this movie to try to introduce everyone. And I think the quality of this film and the characters suffered for that.
I have to disagree with you because I love the way that they introduced Wonder Woman. I mean, sure, it would have been awesome for her to have her own movie first, but it was kind of more mysterious. Like, if you didn't know, and it'd be hard not to know, but if you didn't know Wonder Woman was going to be in this film, it had a nice build to her character reveal.
I'll give you Wonder Woman, but what about the others? They shoehorned the rest of the Justice League into this film, and it was shit. It was absolute crap.
I hated what they did with Flash, like, more than anybody else. I don't know why. I think just because the TV show has given me such a love of that character.
Yeah.
I felt like we got gypped in that way, but
not just him. Aquaman.
Yeah.
That was awful. Like, that character deserved more than that. And now the cyborg, scene was good.
Scene.
It was good. I liked it.
But his movie doesn't come out for, like, what, 4 more years?
God. Like, it was just, they didn't need to be here. They just did not need to be there. I feel like DC has tried to rush things. They've tried to catch up to Marvel. And in doing so, they failed to reach the level of quality that Marvel has. And I think it's fair to make that comparison. I don't think it's wrong to do that. So understand I'm not comparing the tones because obviously they're going for a different tone.
Right.
And I don't like that tone as much. It is kind of joyless. Like, he came out of this movie and it was just completely joyless and like at no point in like a superhero movie that was over 2 hours long did I have any fun. Like, it was adventure
I
and
enjoyed it though.
Epic at points, but it was never a good time. I like to have a good time with superhero movies, and I think that's fair.
Well, and it's funny to me that we're kind of on opposite ends of this one because we do have very similar tastes. Like, as far as, I don't normally like dark movies. And I'm not saying I loved this film. All I'm saying it is getting so much flack. Like, I almost feel like I have to defend it, because I did enjoy it. I went to the theater to have a good time, and I did. And that was all that really mattered to me. I will say, and I don't know if you want to get in on this too, but I did have one least favorite scene because it made no freaking sense whatsoever, and that was Martha.
I was about to say, tell me it was Martha. Tell me it was Martha.
I mean, what? Freaking Batfleck hated him the whole damn movie, and then all of a sudden he says Martha is my mother's name, and he's like, oh, forgiven, bestie. Let's go bro out and fight against the bad guys together. Like,
you're evil. You have to die. You have to die. Well, my mom's name is Martha. My mom's name is Martha. Did we just become best friends?
Totally. Totally. And okay, let's be real though. Batfleck is insane. So that actually kind of makes sense. Like, he's nuts. Like, excuse my language, batshit crazy. Batman, I could, this movie, I know, it's so lame, but this movie solidified the thought that had kind of been like planted years ago for me, and that Batman is off his rocker. Like, he's nuts in this movie.
Well, and you have to understand though, Batfleck is like crazier than most Batman even.
Yeah.
Like, because, this is a Batman who kills people with guns. Like, there was one scene, and I think I said out loud, what the hell? Because Batman came into the room, picked up a gun. I'm sorry. He picked up a gun and spun in a circle. A complete circle, just shooting the gun. Like, 360, just spun in a circle. Like a pirouette of gunfire. It was just a lot. I was like, why is Batman killing so many people? Which, that lets me transition into another of my biggest problems with this film. So, Batman is pissed at Superman because he destroyed a bunch of stuff and like hurt a bunch of people. But in his pursuit of Superman, Batman destroyed a bunch of stuff and hurt a bunch of people. Dude,
he's a very contradictory character.
Oh my God. If you're going to get pissed off at somebody else for causing epic damage, maybe don't turn around and do the same thing. Like, it bothered me the whole film.
Reiterating the fact that Batfleck is
Here's the thing about this. I think, for me, Ben Affleck was a decent Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. I would even go so far as to say he was a good Bruce Wayne. And a lot of people say he was a good Batman. guess he was a crazy Batman. Like, he was a Batman you can't compare to any other Batman ever in comic history, in movie history. Nowhere in the canon do you get to compare another Batman to this one, and then you can like him. But he wasn't the Batman I wanted. Like, he was okay as Bruce Wayne, but he was not the Batman I wanted to watch for 2 hours. You know, like, I didn't like him enough. He was kind of an a-hole, so I didn't enjoy watching him for 2 hours.
It seems weird to me that he's getting his own movie.
They've given him 3 movies.
They've given him 3?
They gave him 3 before this came out. So he has the next 3 standalone Batman films. Understand. He has...
That seems like a lot.
...completed the script for the first. And when I say he has them, he is Bruce Wayne. He is Batman. He is overseeing the scripts. He is directing. Like, they've completely handed the franchise over to him.
I just keep seeing his face in that video.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, the interesting thing is that
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its...
I would like to point out at this moment that we're talking about Ben Affleck, you know, having been handed the entire Batman franchise. And Anna, who has yet to actually sit through this whole movie, is going... Yeah.
Gotta wait for that.
She
one
hasn't
on
even
DVD.
seen the film yet, but she's seen the previews, and that was her reaction. I'm just saying. I wanted to point it out. It's not just me. Like, everybody,
I know. Like,
come on. It's a lot.
It's struggling, but you know, it did have a really good opening and stuff.
It had a good opening night.
Okay.
Because Friday and Saturday were good. It dropped 59%.
Because the reviews came out, yeah.
And then the second weekend...
But I've seen a lot of people defending it online. Like, a lot of people.
It's true. A lot of people are defending it. Everyone is welcome to their opinion, and that's great. I disliked more about this film than I actually liked about it. And that's just kind of where I stand. Like, if I dislike more about a movie than I like, okay, I really didn't like the film.
I'll give you that.
If the end had been epic and made a lot of sense and all of that, and those guys had come together in a way that was not completely ridiculous.
Martha!
If it was not completely ridiculous, I might have been okay. But after all of that, the movie titled Batman vs. Superman, that was over 2 hours long, had approximately 8 minutes of Batman vs. Superman. And the reason they resolved it is because both their mommies are named Martha. Why'd you say that name? Martha's my mommy. What did you like about the movie?
Wonder Woman, aside from the crotch shot that was completely unnecessary.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought she was really cool. I always love Lois, and I love the relationship between her and Superman. They're really cute in this movie to me. I guess T disagrees.
Okay, I get that he loves his girlfriend.
Oh, okay. He did take, yeah.
But her adorable ass is not the only one on the planet that matters. Like, if you...
Your rage is so strong.
If you can mindlessly destroy an entire city, you can take a couple of milliseconds to think that shit through and rescue somebody without having to destroy everything. You just can. And like, everybody was like, Superman's tearing up shit. Superman's killing people. Superman's doing all this. And Lois is like, honey, you're destroying shit and killing people. And he's like, but you're safe, baby. That's all that matters. Bitch, no, it's not. Like, no, it's just not.
That's
Don't
what
do
I
that.
need in a man.
I'll kill the whole planet as long as you're okay.
That's true love. That bathtub scene, though.
Yeah, that bathtub scene was real awesome unless you live in the apartment underneath her. I'm just saying.
You really hate Superman.
I did not enjoy this film, ladies and gentlemen.
But he's Right.
Yeah, but lots of people are.
True.
I mean, so yeah. My problem was that it was hard to enjoy the film when the two main characters were both being gigantic a-holes the whole time. Both of them. So, here's my thing. It's difficult for me to enjoy a movie where both the main characters are massive douchebags. Like, they're just a-holes the whole time. So they're not likable. So it's not a good time watching them. Because you got one guy who just doesn't care that he's destroying everything. Like, he just doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about all the destruction that he's wrought. And then you've got the other guy who's mad at the first guy for causing all this destruction.
And then using it as an excuse to cause more destruction.
But he does the same thing. Like, neither of them was likable at all to me.
Well, see, and I kind of looked at it differently. Like, I felt like, and that's where the arguments lie, really, is that, like, I felt like everything that Superman did, as far as, like, destruction goes, he didn't mean to do. Like, it was just, like, I felt like he didn't do any of it on purpose. I felt like everything that Superman did to hurt people, that actually hurt people, was not intended to hurt people. Like, he did it all in the pursuit of good, and it was like, you know, it just kept piling up against him. Like, there was nothing he could do right, and it wasn't necessarily a fault in him, but it was a fault in humanity, because they blamed him for everything that went wrong when he didn't intend to hurt anybody. It was freaking Zod the first time. It was, Lex Luthor the second time, and then Batman. You know, like, it was everybody that he was up against caused him to cause more pain. Like, he did not ever go out of his way to hurt people. In fact, all he tried to do was save people. And to me, I got that out of the character, and I really enjoyed that in the character, is that, you know, like, humanity was the real problem. Not Superman, but that, you know, we all judged him for everything that went wrong that he could not control, you know, in his pursuit to defend us as the human race. That's just what I got from it.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Now, Batman, on the other hand, I totally get that. Like, you know, he's pissed about all the destruction Superman did,
right?
And then he's gonna go and, like, kill a whole bunch of people.
It was a lot.
Trying to get back at Superman. Like,
I'm
still a good guy. Like, all right. I don't get that.
So, you like the movie. I liked it less.
Loathed. Might be a better description of your feelings.
And here's what's interesting. Basically, everybody is just as split as we are. Yeah. Like, everybody kind of feels as strongly about one side or another. Everybody's kind of divided. The entire fandom is really strongly divided on this issue.
It's causing a rift.
It is. But it's also causing ripples within the universe itself.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because as a response to the way this film has divided people, DC and Warner Brothers are spending millions of dollars to do reshoots for Suicide Squad, which is already completely filmed and edited. Like, it's finished. Yeah. But apparently it's just as joyless as BVS. Like, it's...
So they're having to add jokes to
so
it.
That, yeah, they're having to, like, add humor so that people won't...
Hate it. Loathe it.
Won't like it as little as some of us did this time around.
I don't know why she's trying to beat around the bush. She has not hidden the hate this whole video, and she's trying to be nice now. Like,
I'm trying not to be really negative. Like, I'm trying not to be completely negative because I don't think that it was a horrible movie. It wasn't a god-awful movie. There's just, I disliked more than I liked. So I really didn't like it, but...
And I'll probably buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Awesome sauce for you.
I feel like we need to hug it out. Since Batman and Superman could do it over Martha, We can do it
We
over
can do
Sister
it now.
Geeks.
And this needs to be what happens in the fandom as a whole, people. Like, hug it out, and let's just come together and be
Everybody has
fans.
their opinion.
Right.
We're talking to you, Reddit.
Like, we can disagree about it.
And still be besties.
Still love each other. It's all
But
good. Like, be nice. Like, don't be a dick. So,
It's good advice just in your day-to-day
in
life.
general,
Don't
in
be
general.
a dick.
be a dick, right? Just don't. But we'd love to hear from you. Did you love it or not love it? Why or why not? Take to the comments. Let us know. We'd really love to hear from you. And we're going to call this a wrap because, like Batman and Superman, we've come together and
Yeah, the movie's over.
resolved our differences.
We're
so it's
friends
all good.
now. So like, subscribe, come to our site, follow us individually, whatever you need to do. We like that stuff. It makes us feel good.
And we
And
appreciate it.
we'll be your best friend forever. So see you next time. Later, geeks.
Bye.